Look at that. But actually, that's quite a nice one. Hey guys, my name is Anna and I'm on Quadex platform with the binary option, just testing and trading with the different strategies. Let's start today, let's gonna see how it's gonna be and then discuss it later. And we're gonna just start in with this 1 minute interval. As always, nothing is changing right here, but the candle is gonna be 10 seconds. And I think the latest videos on Quadex was also with this 10 or 15 seconds. Instead of just 30. And here we gonna use the indicators. The first one is ATR and the period is 7, as you may see. MACD just to be, in a safe position that is all gonna be working, because then fractional and the ATR, I think it's gonna be not enough, to have like the, stable prognosis. So we just add in that. And here's the currency pairs with the biggest payouts. On Quadex, this is like 80+%, but it's fine for us. It's still stable and trustable. So we're gonna choose it and we're gonna use it. Let's test it out and see how it's gonna be with this strategy today. So the first bet we're gonna make, and this is gonna be the downward one. Look at that. We are just, I would say, in the middle of the trend, and there's the risk of it. But ATR and MACD giving us that info that it's gonna be stable. And look at that. We had this tiny green candle before, and MACD just crossed. It may be a little bit, just showing us that tendency, the big one. So not this tiny one that we are just having this second. And I don't like that the fractal giving us just the end of the downward trend. This is not what I want to see when I have this bar for the downward one. But it's still quite stable and good one. We are just having 15 seconds left. And only tiny green candle up here. Actually, MACD and ATR still just convincing us it's gonna be all fine. And look at that. Look at this fractal. It is getting just crazy, and we just having the first profit. And look at that. Just check it out. We're gonna raise the bet that we're gonna make, and it's gonna be 500. And here we are. Look at the ATR. It's a little bit like getting downward, but we are at the bottom, and I do expect we're gonna break back, and it's gonna be the downward and upward one. Look at the MACD. Yep, the line just showing us we're getting downward, but actually, I do think this 1 minute is gonna be too much. This tendency not gonna be that long. Remember that this is 10 seconds candles, and just as I told you, we're gonna be breaking bad. And look at that. Actually, how MACD line so drastically changed. Look at the ATR, how drastically it's still changed. And look at the candles of the MACD now. I would say here there was whole the intuition and experience, just because this is 10 seconds candle first. Then next it's, kind of high volatility situation, more than we just wanted, more than it's going to be convenient to predict. And look at that. I was just a little bit before the tendency. So my thinking was just, to see what actually happened next. Actually, that just worked out. I would say here is quite obvious. We are in the bit, maybe this is already the end of the middle of the tendency, but I still think at that time frame we still gotta be an upward, because there is no signs of the clear downward tendency. Yes, MACD a little bit, just but the latest candles of the MACD were green, so that's actually important. And you may see now we're detecting some crossing, and MACD was showing us we're getting downward. Just remember this green line were below this orange line, and still crossing didn't happen. And ATR were a little bit tricky, fractal, just forget about that. But don't forget about the candles of the MACD. This is quite important one, and that's why I just love it, because there is two perfect indicators just in one. I love it. And out of all of my analysis that I've been actually making, I made my decision, then just made my bet, and then just started to explain to you. Don't forget that I'm actually thinking before I'm getting this I'm getting into this and just showing you the bets. Yep, we are in the middle. I would say we are in the middle of the huge tendency and the tiny one also. ATR, MACD showing us we're getting downward. Yep, I can see this green candle of the MACD, and that actually not the perfect situation. But I don't see any signs of the huge break-in, if I'm being honest, just because the distance between MACD lines quite big. It is actually starting to get smaller, and I don't know, because we are kind of, yeah, in the middle or in the end of the tendency, we are risking. But look at that, ATR is still stable, still showing us we're getting downward, and fractal also, but fractal, this is not the indicator we can trust, just because it's reacting only when everything already happened. And I don't like MACD as much as I can, but I would say that, yeah, we are correct. So 1 minute was just enough. So we've been actually predicting it's going to be the change in. Yes, but we still had time. Look at that. This is like a tiny, almost invisible candles, because this is the plateau. Don't forget about that plateau. So we are just, ending the tendency and having some time that we're going to be changing it, that we're gonna just, take the power to break. And we just played with that. So the last one, look at that. We are flat, even the candles of the MACD quite flat. But I do think we're gonna get upward. Look at that. I see some latest candles of the MACD is green. I see some signs we're gonna cross. The MACD lines. And if you're gonna cross this green line, gonna be above 0, above orange line. So this is just my expectations. Let's check it out. So look at that. Just look at that. How actually beautifully I can rest. I can just watch it like right here, and I want to see this orange candle and just end it. Just end it. The profit is not that big, but actually that's quite a nice one. Guys, we're just done. I quite like it. There was a little bit, maybe tiny, risky, and some doubtful moments, but in the end, this strategy, I could recommend that. If you want to know more, if you want to ask more, you can find all the links below this video or just in my bio. I hope you know that. I have the chart with the free signals where I just posted, and you can trade together. We can test all that we know, all that we have, just together being there. So let's see you there.